Alrighty, Doc here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere. What else we got going here? Let's skip that and see if we have sound. Yeah, there we go. We got sound. I like that. Mm-hmm. You can hear me now. Hear me taking a sip from my tea. Let's see. There's the dollar index this morning. You see, a little green dot at the end of it, up top there. It's just right there. You see that the green dot starting to trying to turn up. You see the histogram on the daily turning up. And what's fascinating is we're seeing a little play there on the minus side on the weekly. How about that, huh? You got to figure that they got to take a profit somewhere. Remember, traders. Basically what it comes down to is if you have a profit and you don't take it, the next time you're getting out of that position is when you have a loss. So, money ebb and flows. That's why it looks like a saw, saber tooth up and down. That's why it rarely goes just totally straight. I mean, as you could look at the Magnificent Seven and all those stocks and so forth, how they exploded. And of course, when money wants to get in, they will get in. But in the end result is they do go up and down, up and down. And you can see it here. Let's see. Let's grab a hold of let's make this big. And you can see that up and down. It goes up, and then a couple days of sliding down. But still, our algorithm's telling us, no, don't sell it. And it's doing that all the way up to here. Goes into a little sell there, a little pressure. But where is it relatively from here to there? Up. That's what it really comes down to. They call that a saber tooth or a saw blade, something of that nature there. And that's the dollar index. And I want to run like a little rabbit. I want to run right over to the interest rate market. Let's take a look at what's going on with the interest rates. Let's take a look at the 10-year. We could even take a little peek around the whole planet. That fundamental part of currency trading is the interest rate itself and the inflation. It's like a 3 or 4 different statistics or a data that come in that make traders want to be long a particular pair's trade or short a particular pair's trade. And let's take a look and see at the 10-year. There's the 10-year, the U.S. 10-year right there. And you can see it's been rising, and we talk about this because it's always confusing to most people. Even if I have to say that to myself every so often, when it's rising, the price of the bond or bill or note, the interest product, when it's rising in price, interest rates are dropping. They're going down. Interest rates themselves are going down. Okay, so it works as a mirror image. That's why they've created things like the XLF and a lot of other ETF things where you're trying to deal with the interest rate. You want it to go up on a chart. Just something as simple as I'd like to see it go up on the chart, and that means interest rates are going down or something, or I guess going up. That's what it is. So they inverse some stuff. But when you look at the raw data itself, that real professionals are looking at, they're looking at the price constantly of the bond or the note or the bill. They're looking at that. They look at the inflation relative to other inflations around the planet and countries. They look at GDP, gross domestic product, what kind of growth a particular country is doing. They look at the PPI, the Producer Price Index, and the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. So producers are like the manufacturers or the mining companies and so forth. And then consumers, what it costs at the store or wherever you purchase it from, the factory that you're purchasing it from, that type of thing. And they look at this combination of things always. Inflation, which is the CPI, PPI, and the GDP, relative to the interest rate, as we're looking at right there, the bond itself. So we're seeing interest rates drop, which is obviously, from this point of view, they officially been lowering interest rates from here. But it hasn't worked any because you notice the price of the bond is going down, not up. And so, but now we're finally, digging in at their heels, and they're starting to make the turn, and we're starting to see the price of the bond rise, which means interest rates are dropping. So, all right, I just thought, I'd like to try to emphasize that. It's something basically simple, and then we look at our algorithms. I know Robin said to me, you should try to explain the algorithms more, so that they understand what they're really looking at there. And this is, when it's above the zero line, we're bullish and it's rising, and when we're below the zero line here, it's dropping. And when it gets below this standard deviation of our mathematical formula, it's like looking at Bollinger Bands only on steroids. Our math is so much more ahead of the Bollinger Band in general, or the standard deviation. That's what it really is. John named it as an index, and boom, it's his index. But we've been looking at standard deviations for many, many moons, well before John was a cameraman for FNN. So, let's see what else we got to say about all that. So that's what we do, is we watch, and you can see this is oversold right here, and it turns back up, it runs up, and we can look at the date, and then we can see, or we can, what we can do, we can go like this. We will move this over like so, and get them near each other. So when it's way, 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 way down, let's see, where's the date there? Let's give that a refresh, and then we'll be able to see it, and we can compare it, and then I can point it out to you. And it's like a little tutorial of reading our math, So let's move that over like so. And there's the daily. And on the 11th of November, we look at 11th of November. Whoop, right. There's the 14th. There's the 15th. Notice it jumps across the zero line. And what does this do? It goes up in value. And almost 9 out of 10 times. 8.5 or 8. It's actually like 8.67 on an average. It's accurate, which is pretty good. And you can see the weekly doing the same thing. Back in here, jumping through the line with the green line, and then the faster one hitting it, and then breaking through the manifold there, and it's becoming, overbought, running up, and that means it's going up. And of course, what is it doing? It's going up. Alrighty. Let's go take a look at let's take a look at the euro. Let's go right to a pairs trade and get a little flavor of what's going on with the pairs trade. Don't see any questions anymore. I'm always worried that the system's not working and no one's saying anything. It'd be nice if you just said hi, so Doc knew that you're out there. We see people come in and out of the webinar all the time. We have a couple hundred that go in and out of it, but we only have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 that stick around. And let's see now. Let's switch over to there, and there is the euro. Where's the symbol? Let's tighten this up a little bit so we can put the symbol up there. There it is. So you can see here, we jumped into the buy a few days ago. It's really had some problems with it. Today it's going down a little bit, which is surprising since our interest rates are dropping. But you can see the weekly itself has been in a weekly sell for a long while now. It's not much. Went into the sell back up in here in the 112 area, 111 area basically. Drifted all the way down to, what's that low there? 103.32. Nice big drop over time, I mean, we confirm it every week. It goes into a sell. We'll look at the next week, still in a sell, still in a sell, still in a sell. Below the zero line here, which the little dotted lines represent. Still in a sell, 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 and still in a sell today. And then what happens is that it's hard to take the longs because you know that the overall trend is down. So, you may take some profits of your short, but starting a long position, unless you need one to protect a offsetting situation. Hey, Robin. I'm going to say hi. Me too. I want to say hi to me too. Bingo, bango, bongo. Does that work? Let's try it again. Bingo, bango, bongo. And why doesn't it do that? Oh, yeah. Won't let me punch in. There you go. Oh, okay, there it is. Little tough delay situation going on there. So good. I was able to say hi. I like that. All right. So that's what we see there now. We see the euro kind of doing a little twist down again. I guess it's emphasizing what they really feel is that the place to be is own dollars. Matter of fact, I saw something very interesting this morning. President-elect Trump said, that those that are involved with the BRICS that try to do business with America and will not use dollars will get hit with a TARF. Hey, that's what happens when you no ticky, no washi. As I used to say in our big cities, basically, if you want to do business, you gotta pay. That's right, and there is no free lunch. Basically, that's what it's come down to, and that's what it always has come down to, and it always will be. So we'll see how that plays out. So the BRIC countries better find nice ways to play with America, and like they're charging 200% tariffs on our products, and we charge nothing on theirs. That's what it really comes down to. Notice that it's one-sided with the media all the time. It's the world is going to come to an end if people who believe in law and order and the Constitution get what they want. How crazy is that, you know? Let's see. I believe in law and order. I believe that criminals should go to jail. I believe that when someone takes something from you, you should be paid something for it. Right, yeah. Well, when it comes to the opposition in this country, the Democrats, they're those socialists. It's like the big question: science or cyanide? Socialism is just one big disaster all the time, never successful, and pretending all the time that taking money from people, taking away their pay, is a good thing. You're being good. Yeah, it always messes with my head too. So you can see here the answer to it all in this dollar situation is obviously fair trade, or you're going to pay, and that's what it comes down to. So that's where we stand, and Mr. Trump made it very clear again and warned some of the BRIC countries, or all the BRIC countries, that if you charge enormous tariffs on us, we may actually start charging enormous tariffs on you. But somehow the media never reminds us of that. It's okay for China to have enormous tariffs, or other countries to have enormous tariffs on us. But when we do the same exact thing, we're the bad guys. It's like America is the perpetual charity or something like that. So. All right, let's go over to British pound. I wonder how they're doing now with their petition. I feel like I should Google it real quick just to see if they're over 3 million. Let's see. What was that? The petition in UK shift UK for new elections. There we are. Petition in UK for new elections. Let's see what it says there. Call a general election petition UK. Let's see, when was that? That is, let's just see what the numbers look like. MPs to debate petition calling for another election. They're saying 5 days ago it was 2.7 million. What was it today? Petition count. Let's put that in there. COUNT. Count. In UK. Not 5 days ago. It seems like they want to hide what's going on. There's 4 days ago. What was 4 days ago? 4 days ago was 2.8 million. Let's see if they'll show us what like last night was. It is funny in a bad way. how the media hides information. I have financial channels on, and I'll tell you, some of the financial channels make almost no sense at all, and people are trying to make money decisions off of them. Really, like Bloomberg or CNBC or Yahoo, they actually say things that are the opposite of reality. It's amazing. And as a professional trader for 50 years, Reuters and AP, I've been watching them do it, and I'm like on the trading floor, and we're watching the numbers, and it's like, wow, they're lying. They're flat out lying. Let's see. So far, not seeing anything. Let's see if we can find. Let's see. And I said today too. Petition count in UK. How about if we just put the date in there? Maybe that'll do it. To December 2nd for new elections. Let's see what. No, not 20. And when I just punched that in there, and what did the computer try to do? Send me to 2024. How about that? I mean, they really got it figured out how to hide the information. Let's hide real information that people could make money on. Oh, they want to give me 7 days ago. They want to give me 4 days ago. Here's 2 days. Viral general election petition soars to nearly 3 million signatures. That's 2 days ago. Okay, so we probably are hanging on the 3 million mark at this point. All right, that's all I wanted to know. Isn't it amazing? You could hear how long it takes to get it out of a Google or out of a Yahoo. They hide it. They just refuse to give you the information. But believe me, if it had something positive to do with Joe Biden, I guarantee it. It would be 10 stories, 10 minutes old, right there at your fingertips. All right, and that's what that's the big story here in the United States this morning. And how many of you are seeing the number one story in the United States? Joe Biden pardoned his son for all crimes ever. That's right, I'm serious. For all crimes ever in 2000, all the way to 2014, and then more, unnamed. And I guess he's gonna have to pardon his whole family, because they have tens of millions of dollars they've taken in doing nothing, not providing anything but deals. I guess it proves the point. Mr. Trump was right for 9 years now. Isn't that wild? You wouldn't have to pardon everybody if it wasn't true. There you go. All right. Let's see. From the British pound, that's probably why we're seeing the cute little bounce here, and it's just by the hair of its chinny chin trying to stay up here. You see the weekly is trying to shift directions right there. So let's go to the inflation fighters. Yeah. They went into a sell a few days ago. What is that? Trying to figure out what that white dotted line was for. I guess that was a range or something like that. You can see here, went into the sell there, broke the histogram there, it went oversold there. Now it's trying to turn up here, and we're in a weekly buy still for X amount of weeks now. What is that? There's 3, there's 6. This is the 10th week in a weekly buy. Let's just show you that on the spreadsheet. Right there, there's all the currency spreadsheet. And where's the Swiss? 9 weeks in a weekly buy. This is the 10th week now, and 3 days in a daily sell. And now it's trying to turn into the buy again. So in that case there, you see the euro dollar pairs trade going down, going into a sell. And you can see here, dollar Swiss pairs trade going up. It's also making the Swiss a sell because it's USD CHF, not CHF USD. Well, you just have to watch some of these things sometimes. All right, and then from there, let's see. From there, we go over to the Pacific, and we take a look at Tokyo. You can see Tokyo has been moving down, which is bullish. This is a dollar yen, not yen dollar. So that means when it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. Now, if it was reversed, yen dollar instead of dollar yen, it would be just like the euro, but it's like the Swiss. So when it goes down, it's gaining, and when it goes up, it's losing. You see, there's a little bump there, nothing major, but it was a little bump going on there. It is flirted. Went into the weekly sell, which is bullish for the yen, bearish for the dollar. Still hanging there now, and that's the action we see there. Now let's go take a look at. There it is. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. You can see this right there. Little sell off, little pressure on it. This is the euro Turkish lira. Again, I think it reflects more of the weakness of the euro more than it shows the strength of the Turkish lira. But as a person that cares about the devastation of what they've done to Turkey, the Turkish government, not like foreign actors who come in there. It's the Turkish government that's destroying the Turkish economy. Going from one Turkish lira to 36 Turkish lira. Ow. 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 It hurts. Imagine walking in the store. You were able to buy like 6, 7 years ago something for like 2 Turkish lira, and now you have to give them 36 Turkish lira. I mean, I don't think your income jumped. That's for sure. Um, oh, what did I see over the weekend? Speaking of which, I saw something very interesting over the weekend. Um, there was a panic in the Turkish bazaars. Supposedly, there's what is it when you make it yourself? Counterfeit $50 and $100 bills. Yeah, I guess between the euro and the dollar, they use those currencies because the Turkish lira is very volatile. We talked about that about a week ago. I think we labeled it as something about the Federal Reserve, but I should have labeled it as currency volatility. I really gave it a wrong title. I really did. So, hmm. Yeah. So there it is, right there. There's the euro Turkish lira pairs trade, and let's hope it just stays around down here for a while, and like for the next 35 years. Stay down. Don't go up. Don't go to 50, 60, and 70. Stay at 36. Maybe it'll one day, with a very interesting new idea from this crazy experiment that's been going on over there with the existing government. Maybe it'll fall back into the 20s and the teens. That would be nice. All right. And then we go to South Africa. And there's South Africa. You see, I know they're having problems. There's riots going on, and you got you got a very strange government over there at the moment. It's still has a socialist involved, and so that really hinders. Socialism is basically cyanide. That's what socialism is. It will kill you in the end, because it sure doesn't help anybody. Or we'd have a Soviet Union right now, and we wouldn't have a whiny China saying, I want to be the world reserve currency, but I'm leaving $1 trillion in America at the same time. Sell the trillion. So put it in your own country. Yeah, what's that say about a government if they're not even willing to bring home $1 trillion? There's the weekly right there. You see the pressure on the South African rand. And usually that has an effect on the gold market. Usually it's when it's going up, the gold market is going down. Let's see where gold is today. It's down a little bit, nothing major. It's in a daily buy for 3 days, but in a weekly sell now for 4 weeks, starting a fourth week now. So, And obviously it's not taking this high out. That's the all-time high right there. It just shows you the lack of confidence in many places to park your equity when you see gold acting like that. Now here's silver. Silver, way way off of its 52-week high, and it's way way off of all-time high. It's $25 away. I think 55 or 56 is the all-time high in silver, and it hasn't seen that in years. You can see here it is in a daily buy for a second day, and you can see the pains rolling over. And the reason why we don't have any problems with it is because we're in weekly sell, so you're not supposed to be long to begin with. That is what the math tells us what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. And then we go visit China, or copper. And there's copper. Copper jumped into the buy on the holiday ending week. And you can see here it's in a weekly sell now for going on a 6th week. And it wasn't a sell from here, the $4.20 area. And it drifted all the way down to just, didn't get, got down to 410. And now it's making another new low of 408. And we're in a weekly sell. So it was a dead cat bounce. That's all that was. You can see the volatility signal kick out there, green and red. And then it tried to bounce. But again, the United States was closed over these days. Friday was a half a day. We call it kind of like an American birthday. It's the beginning of religious freedom, and all the people who were persecuted for religious freedom in England and Europe and so forth came running to America in the 1620s and 1620, that type of, William Bradford and Tim Brooks and so forth. All these people come running here and start living a religious free society where you're allowed to practice any way you want to, and Religious Freedom Inc., I guess you could call it. And so we basically shut the country down for about 3.5 days. The weekend is there. So it always is the Thursday, the last Thursday of the month, and sometimes it's the third Thursday of the month that way. And this one was the fourth Thursday of the month, and the fifth Saturday of the month, no less. And the market was closed half a day. It was closed all day Thursday, and then it was half closed on Friday. Markets closed half a day, traded half a day, and that was it. And copper is the gold of China. Yep, copper is the gold of China. Think about that. They build those ghost cities and so forth, and they store tons of raw materials. And so when copper is going up, it usually means they're pretty happy over there in China. And when it's going down, and now I think it's almost $2 off its all-time high now, I believe. I guess we could put it up on another chart and look and see what is the all-time high of copper. Let's see if we can figure out what the all-time high of copper is. Just Google it. All-time high in copper. Let's see what it says. Historical copper reached an all-time high of $5.20 in May of 2024, so 6 months ago. Yeah, there you go. So it's 20% off its all-time high. That's I thought it was around the $6 area, but that might have been the futures contract. You know what I mean? So, and that's where we are with the copper. So obviously, China's still having its issues. All right. Let's shoot over to platinum. Right there. You see a green and a red there. It looks pretty firm. Um, let's see, has it gotten there yet? I guess here it goes. It's changing now. And you can see second day in a daily buy. But again, same situation on the weekly. Like strength is sold. Weakness is preferred. Strength is definitely sold. So, and then from there we shoot over to the energy sector. Let's go see what's going on in the energy sector. Let's see what Brent is up to this morning. Let's put that up on the screen. Blanket pardon. Well, obviously, Trump has been totally 100% correct. That's what that comes down to. If he was not correct, they wouldn't have to pardon his son for life. Everything you've done in your life is pardoned. King Joe. There it is. And you can see right there, Brent is trying to perk up a little bit, but when we blow up the screen a little bit larger for you, you can see it's still down for the day. There we are. You can see here, what's interesting is I'm seeing that on, look at the weekly. The weekly is moving back into the buy after going into the sell. Maybe it'll, stumble around a little bit in there. It's getting cold here. People need the energy. So it's really hard to believe it's this cheap to begin with. But then Mr. Trump promised to bring down the prices, and he will. He's done it before. We've seen oil go to minus $39 a barrel. So someone would pay you $39 for a barrel of oil. Yeah. So in other words, oh, here, would you like this barrel of oil? Good, I'll give you $39. Take it from me. It was great. What was great about that is they did it during the webinar. And we were like, it was $7 a barrel. And I kept on saying, this thing's going to go to zero. And then we had a live screen of it going, trading away, and we're doing our webinar. And every so often, you would see, it get to $4 and $3, and then all of a sudden it hit zero and then collapsed to like another $3. It was minus $3. And it was like, wow, watch this thing fly around. And it's like, this thing could really get crushed into the minus side. And sure enough, they drove it down to $39 a barrel. Taking a sip of my tea for that. Minus $39 a barrel. Is that wild or what? All right. Now, let's see, right there. There's Texas crude. Now, Texas crude is above the zero line. I mean, I'm not. I think it's above the zero line there too. We'll show you that. But let's just show you the chart. You see, it opened down and then lifted up. And then there's the algorithm. See, that's just plus by a teeny weeny little bit. See if we can widen it out so much that you can see it. Look at that. Just above the zero line right there. Just above it. There. Well, they're talking about it again on the news. Pardon for life of everything you've done wrong. Forever. King Joe. So, Donald Trump has been obviously true. Because King Joe had to pardon his son for everything he's ever done in his life. Tea on a cold morning. Okay. And then from there we'll go over to Nat Gas. I saw Nat Gas doing the same thing here in the States. Lifting up. There it is right there. Whoop. Let's give it a resync. There we go. Look at that. They're pushing it down again. It was pushing up earlier. I saw that. Now it's being pushed down. Oh, I know what it was. That there it is right there. The histogram is starting to turn up. They're starting to try to build a base in there, but the weekly is dipped into the sell side there. So, think about it. We're going into some really cold weather here in the northern hemisphere, but our prices are still coming down because we're going to have some very solid government policies for the first time in 5 years. It's going to be really nice. All right, now let's look at heating oil, or better known in some parts of the world as kerosene, and some other parts of the world known as diesel. But this is the refined product we use. You can see it's lifting a little bit too, and you can see the histogram is moving up also. You're seeing that strength there. And you can see the weekly lifting up. And again, we're flirting with all kinds of below temperature things because the planet is going into a what they call global cooling. There are some what we would call like cults, some religious cults that actually believe that we're going into a global warming, but we're not. And the North Pole is getting ready to flip and go south, and then the South Pole is getting ready to flip to go north. And we have the North Pole is almost 2,000 miles off of where it was 50 years ago. So for thousands of years it sat in one spot, and now it's moving. It's moved 2,000 miles into Siberia now. The North Pole is there. And so we're getting ready to go into a major global cooling. So we're going to need all these energy products. I saw something that was very interesting. I guess it's Germany now is buying nuclear energy, nuclear power from France. They're buying electricity generated by nuclear power plants that France wanted to shut down and change their minds when they knew they could get some good money. All right. What else we got here? And what's on the screen there now? We're just showing the heating oil. All right. From there, let's see what other energy. Oh, let's take a look at Spain. See what they're doing with Spain's stock. The energy company down there. There it is. There you go. And you see here, they've been lifting up. We've seen record cold in Europe. We've seen record snowfall in certain places. It started in September. We're going into a global cooling, and there's not much you can do about it besides buying lots of winter clothes and a wood-burning stove and things like that. Extra ways of heating your home because everything is governed by the sun. The thing we orbit around every day. The Earth orbits around a star. That star controls 99.999999999999 of our weather and earthquakes and so forth. Matter of fact, I just saw an academic paper this morning that talked about the tsunamis and the monsoons and how it's tied exactly to different sunspot activity from our star and so forth. When it happens, they get it. All right. So from there, let's go check out the rest of the planet, see what the rest of the planet's up to. There's no real questions out there. You don't want to see what Microsoft is doing or Amazon or, Apple. Here's Apple. Let's see what Apple's up to. Apple Dapple. Look at all those buys going on. It's been going up, and it's the second week in a weekly buy. We got it all. We got it all here. Hey, over here, we got it all. Matter of fact, I saw Tesla. What did Tesla do? Tesla was trying to climb into the weekly buy last week. Oh, no, that's what it was. It played with the weekly sell. That's what it was right there. That was the close of Friday. Let's see if they hold up and start selling down. You can see the plateau here of the 330s area. Maybe it'll try to roll over. It wasn't a sell for 4 days, still is. So we'll see. All right, let's take a look at Tokyo. Konnichiwa. And where is it? I just must have blew through it. There it is right there. It's next to Shanghai. There is Tokyo. It's been trying to firm up a little bit. The currency is gaining. It's getting some value. You can see 3 days in a buy. And you can see we've been 2 weeks in a sell. Maybe it'll get into the buy this week and we'll start to turn up on the stock market. From there, we'll go over to, let's do South Korea. They got hit with a blast, snow blast. I mean, they were digging out. Let's see. And let's go see what the Kospi's doing. Where are you, Kospi? There we are. There's the Kospi. Seoul's index at their exchange. You see the last couple days in a sell. Well, actually, it's 4 days it's tried, but it's confirmed at the last 2. And it's in a weekly sell to begin with. Look at all those weeks in a sell. So obviously this move up, you could take your profit there and just be careful not to be short for this so you get a chance to go short again. Whoop-de-doo. From there we'll go to the chip capital of the world, Taiwan. Right there. And chips away. Ooh, look at that. Nice bounce. Both. Look at that. And look at the weekly trying to climb back up again starting this week. It's starting to make a turn. Let's see. We'll see if it gets into the buy and we start cruising back up again. From there we'll go, will Shanghai tell us anything good? I think I saw it was up. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, that's in buys for 4 days. And it's climbing into the weekly buy again there. It's 2 weeks in a sell for this slide down. Now we're trying to climb into the daily buy. We're in a daily buy for 4 days. Now we're joining in with the weekly. So, maybe someone smells, and maybe it'll take like $100 billion from their American account and feed their country. 140 billion equals 1.4 trillion in yuan. That would be nice. Perk it up, guys, gals. Stimulate well beyond the command and control of the Communist Party said they were going to do. Don't do 2.8 trillion. Do 20 trillion. You got a bunch of dough sitting around doing nothing in the United States. Spend it, baby. Spend it. All right, let's see what Hong Kong is doing since they're getting so excited in Shanghai. And there is Hang Seng right there. Same thing, 4 days in a buy. Right there, same as that, right there. Getting a little close, isn't it? Look at that. Let's do this. Let's give it a refresh, and we'll make it the big picture at the same time. Is it flirting with the sell? You can see the weekly is trying to turn up. Ooh, look at that. Just underneath, just by a hair. Minus 4.1666667. And there you can see the weekly is trying to turn up. This will be interesting. Maybe they're smelling something. Maybe they hear from their commie pals, that like to front run their own markets. They wouldn't keep $1 trillion in the United States if they really meant what they say about America. Let's see what the Singapore Straits Times is doing. There you go. You see that? It's lifting up also. Maybe they're going to throw another sugar high into the market. Now, what's a little curious here is notice the Singapore Straits Times is in the second week of a weekly sell. So all this selling that's been going on, was in a sell. And on Friday, they started to jump into the buy. And here they are today jumping into the buy again. Let's see how the weeklies does it. See if it joins in. And then, let's see. We could go to Jakarta, see how Jakarta's looking this morning. Let's see what Jakarta's up to. The oil nation. I guess it's the largest oil nation in the Pacific at this point. Jakarta, right there. Look at the pressure on that. I guess that's because of the oil market dipping. So it's fallen from the 7,905 down to the 7,046. Was that 79,000? 7,700. Oh, there it is right there. Closed at 7,900. Now we're at 7,000 basically. You can see 3 days in a sell. And we've been in a weekly sell now for a bunch of weeks, months at this point. Okay. Let's go to Aramco. And then we'll go to Nifty 50 from there. Let's go look at Aramco just because of the two energies. This is Aramco, the Saudi Arabian oil corporation. You can buy the stock and benefit from the gains of the company itself. That's cool. You see it's been in a sell for a couple days, and you can see the pressure, and this is the second week in a sell. So it's feeling that same issue, but it's not very volatile. I can say that. It has a nice dividend, and it really represents the profitability of Saudi Arabia in general. So, okay, now let's take a look at the Nifty 50 right there. There it is right there, 4 days in a sell. You see the highs no more than a few months back was 26,250 right there. It's 26,250. We remember that. And now we've been down to 23,250 basically. Was it 26? So it's down like 3,000 points. Ever since the BRIC conference, I've noticed that Nifty 50 has been having a real problem. The little bounce here we had a couple days back, you can see them right there. I thought maybe that's some type of thing going on, and you can see here the weekly is turning up now. India has said some interesting things about the BRICS. They want to be part of it on one level, like a trading. They're willing to trade BRICS, but I don't think they want to be a BRIC per se. I've seen them say that over and over. So, as far as I'm concerned, everybody should try to be able to trade the BRICS on some level. It's just that you're just going to have to get used to trading more than one currency. Imagine if all we did is followed the dollar and never looked at the euro or the Swiss or the British pound or the Canadian dollar or the Japanese yen or half a dozen other currencies. What would we know about the world if we weren't able to see all the currencies in their trading versus just one currency? So it shouldn't be just the BRICS. It shouldn't be just the dollar. But the BRICS should say, yeah, we're going to trade dollars. We're going to trade BRICS. We're going to trade anything we can get our little paws on to trade. And that would, and then all you have to do then is don't have tariffs for like 150 and 200% against the United States all the time. You're just going to walk into a door and bang your nose because, Mr. Trump is not going to let people charge us 150 or 200% in tariffs and not respond back. I don't know why anybody would think that's an odd thing. Honestly, I don't understand that. All right. Let's see. Let's go to... From the Nifty 50, let's go to, let's see, where we're cutting across. Oh, let's see Tel Aviv. Let's see what Tel Aviv's up to. There we are. They're holding up really well. But that you can see here, we went into the weekly sell. Was it there? Let me just make that larger. I think it went into the weekly sell 2 weeks back. Yeah, went into a weekly sell there. Last week was a weekly sell, and it's in the weekly sell now. And you can see the product is more sideways, but keeps on popping up. But you can see last 7 out of 8 days, 6 out of 7 days, it's been in a sell, going nowhere. But it's at a pretty high point. It's near its all-time highs. So I mean, something like right there might be the all-time high right there. All right, now let's go to. I guess could be Milan. I think it is. It's that FTSE index for Italy. Let's see if we can find it right here. Let's see, Netflix. There it is. The FTSE MIB index. There you go, right there. You can see a couple days of strength, 3 days now. It's really trying. The last 2 days it's been in a buy, but you can see the weekly is still down. I've been kind of surprised that the European markets are not joining in with the rest of the world. Or, the United States in particular. That's the one that's really surprising me more than anything else. And then we did see some strength the last couple weeks in the FTSE. It has started to turn up. Let's take a look at the DAX. There it is right there. You can see DAX is trying to join in now, getting some strength going in there. Last week it closed in the weekly sell, and it's starting this week off in weekly buy. Closed in a weekly buy. It's been in a weekly sell for like 9 weeks. It's been bouncing around, I guess, since back in September. It's been pushing down. Now we're in December. Really didn't fall much, but I was really surprised that it didn't get higher. Let's see if we can find the all-time high. Let's see, DAX right there. And let's put the last 6 months in there. Yeah, look at that. It's going after, must be all-time highs. They're taking out all that stuff. They were selling it down in just the last 6, 7 days. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 3. That's 7 days. They've jumped. They're going back up after that all-time high area. Let's go to, and that's why it's jumping into the weekly buy there. Then let's take a look at FTSE. I'm not even sure what to do about the CAC 40, just solely because it seems like they're in a revolution at the moment. I understand they're bringing out guillotines, possibly. I know they want to put the political party that's got the largest majority in the parliament. They want to throw her in jail for 5 years. So luckily, it's not the guillotine. All right. For saying mean things. You can see here, there's the FTSE. And let's see what the all-time high is there. Right there. Paste. Bada bing. And there's the FTSE. Let's look at the last 6 months. Yeah, there's the all-time high, I'd imagine, right there. Let's just take a look at 1 year. Yeah, right there looks like more like the all-time high back in May of this year. 8,004. Let's go to 5 years. Yeah, that looks like the all-time high there. And let's go to all. Yep, that's the all-time highs. They're lifting up. So they did a lot of correcting in here. Well, they didn't do a lot of correcting. That was kind of interesting. That was the unwind. It just showed how big that carry trade they had in Tokyo, the $20 trillion carry trade, and how many people were influenced by it. I found that to be really interesting. That's what that big dive is right there. Oh, no. That's COVID. That's what that is. That dive came somewheres in here. That's what it was. Where was it? It was unwound somewhere's around in here. I think that's it, like right there. Let's go like this again. Back to 6 months. Yeah, I think that's it. That was the unwind from the Tokyo carry trade, and they tried to challenge you. See that there? They went after the lows but failed. Did not take these lows out, and now they're lifting up and trying to head back towards an all-time high. All right, traders. That's about it. Unless someone wants to see the American market, let me know. I'll stick around for 30 seconds, and if you want to see the American market, tell me and I'll look at it. But if not, we have to come up with a title for this. Yeah, let's give this a title, and then we'll get out of here. So, ding, ding, ding. Where's that? Okay, right there. There we are, and let's see, title. There we go. So today's title to this webinar. Let's see. What do we got here? Forex rates title. Okay. Are you using the stream today? Shall I post my Monday? Yes, please. Internet issues. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. All right. There we are. Title. Today's title. I don't see anybody asking to see anything. So, this is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders.